Today is Monday, July 6th, 2020. This is the Kubernetes CSI implementation meeting. So our main topics for today are 119 code freeze is this Thursday. So let's take a look at our 119 status. Let's see. First, we have a couple of PRs out. This PR is fixing an issue where kubelet is deleting the pod object before volumes are done unmounting. So this potentially causes this can potentially cause other operations like delete and detach to fail because the volume, or sorry, it could cause unmount to fail because the volume would get deleted before it's actually done unmounting from kubelet. This is causing a a test flake, and this PR should fix it, although I think I pinged the person and they have not responded, so I'm not sure it will be able to make this freeze. Sorry, I have to get some water. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, I'll follow up and see if they respond. I'm not sure if I'll have time to open up a PR if they don't. So this might have to be deferred till 120 perhaps. Let's see. Next up is a change I have on external provisioner to remove old fallback logic for topology. This is just waiting for review. I'll need to ping Cheng, who I've asked to review this. And then, yeah, this test flake is basically blocked on the first change that we're waiting on. Okay, next is storage capacity.
That one is mostly looking good. I think we have one open that is, or two actually. The end-to-end testing needs a change in test infra. That was the thing that you asked about to get it included in the GCE alpha test job. I do have a PR pending for that, but it's currently unmerged. It's under PRs needing attention. And then while looking at the implementation at external provisioner, Jan pointed out that the API or the cluster scope of the CSI capacity objects is a bit problematic because they can't be owned by the CSI driver in their namespace, because cluster scoped objects can't be owned by namespaced objects like the deployment. So the revised API is proposing to just make CSI capacity objects namespaced, which does help.
By which namespace?
Of a driver that creates them, because they are basically owned by, each object has a CSI driver as owner, and it does make sense, in my opinion, to actually have them in that namespace, because then we can worry a little bit less about namespace name collisions. And if some paranoid admin wants that, they can put a CSI driver into their own separate namespace and be sure that whatever CSI storage objects they have in that namespace came from that driver. So I think it makes sense. I pinged Tim whether he has any opinions about it, but I haven't heard back yet.
Okay.
It
I'll
is,
try to
yeah.
I'll
I
try
think
to discuss this with Tim today so we can
yeah,
get an answer on this.
yeah, it is the solution that Jan and I came up on Friday. So we went through some alternatives, whether it would make sense to have these objects being owned by some cluster scoped object, but in the end concluded that it just makes sense to have them owned by the driver deployment, and that means making the namespace, and it has these additional benefits. So I think it's actually worthwhile, even if we later decide to change the owner or something, because now we have a more flexible solution. Security, we check that, is not affected because these objects are typically not something that some unprivileged user immediately gets access to. That needs to be added to some whitelist, both in Kubernetes and in our downstream distributions like OpenShift. So I think it is a solution that makes sense.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll follow up on that today.
Yeah, and then the question basically is whether we are now ready with the the third open is you wanted what's his full name, RHG, I don't know what the full name is.
Abdullah.
Yeah,
I
but
think that's his real name.
yeah. To look at the scheduler part, and he did that today. He just left some comments, but nothing major, just about, well, some clarification, some request to track opens. I'm addressing that at the moment, and I think that's the last change that needs to go into that full implementation in PR. And then if Tim agrees, you can all do your final sign off today and merge it.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome, thank you. Next up is ephemeral volumes.
Yeah, that's a bit more unfortunate. I've not been able to get any response from Tim on, not Tim, Clayton, on the API change in the last 3 or 4 weeks. With Jan and I, we've both pinged him a few times, and the usual response was, I'll look at it today, but then nothing ever happened. So I think he was checking with other people in the background on this. He made some comments in that direction, but I have no idea what his current thinking is, whether it is just something that he doesn't want to go in or just really hasn't had the time to comment on. I don't know.
I think based off of Tim's comments, we probably need to resolve the security issue first, I think.
Yeah,
So
but our current proposal is not something that has actually been rejected, or if it has been rejected, then we need some guidance on what should be done instead. If the guidance is, well, we take policy out of Kubernetes, then we can't solve it. There must be some mechanism that we can use. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need to involve SIG auth probably and sort of see if we can come up with a solution.
Yeah, but that means someone must first tell us that the current proposal with port security policy is not acceptable. So far, no one has come out and said that.
Yeah, so I think basically
that's still the proposal.
I think we need to reach out to SIG auth and have them take a look at this and sign off
Okay.
on it.
Okay. I can try that, but yeah, I kind of, yeah, I was still waiting for Clayton to come back and say something along that line, because he was basically looking into that, and I just don't want to bypass him, or I don't know. But if he really just doesn't react, I can start a discussion on Slack with SIG auth perhaps, and see whether they have any comments on that.
Yeah, I think that'll be the good next step.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. Next up is recovery from save volume data.
I don't have any update on this yet. Like the peer author has not updated it yet. I'll try to get this done by this before the code freeze. But yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Next up is image publishing. I think we were just waiting on the vanity domain flip. Is that right? I didn't get a chance. So I didn't get a chance to follow up on the vanity domain flip, but I'll try to do that this week. All right, skipping over Windows. Next up is volume health.
Yeah, so Nick's PR got merged. So that's good. So we got the initial implementation of the agent and controller. And we have some basic implementation for the mock CSI driver. And this person who implemented the CSI mock driver is going to add some more to CSI tests and also work on unit tests.
All right.
So do we have any other CSI release tool changes? I think so. Patrick, your PR is merged. Is there another PR needed for us to switch to this new image location, or is the changes are already there?
No, I just updated the release tools repository. What you need to add are these top level cube, or what's it called? Cube builder,
Cloud build.
cloud build, YAML file, and cloud build sh file. You can look at some of the other repos.
Yeah, sure.
They have that, and it's typically just a symlink.
Okay.
Because the default file in release tools should be sufficient unless you have special needs in external health monitor.
Okay, I can take a look at that. Okay, yeah. Thanks.
All right, awesome. Thank you for the update. Next up is snapshots.
Oh, and also the Golden House, I think the release team says that we don't need to get tracked. So they actually removed it.
Okay.
Again, I was like, okay, that's fine. So basically, if there was nothing in the Kubernetes, they say they don't need to track it. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And then snapshot. So I think we still have some issues with that moving that package out. I think I look at Kathy's implementation. So I asked him to take a look of the, because our sidecar actually are not really using Klog v2, but Kubernetes is using that. So I asked him to take a look at that and see, because he still includes the v2 path there. So we should not be using that. So I asked him to take a look. He said he'll take a look.
Okay.
To see how KK uses it. I mean, it should not need that anymore.
Hey Sheng.
Yeah.
There was some confusion at the meeting in the prior hour, which is normally our.
We don't have. That's moved to a monthly, right? Is this? Oh, yeah.
Is it monthly now? Okay.
Oh, you don't have that. I thought Jean sent that out.
I didn't update my calendar invite, and so a couple people showed up, and we were all scratching our heads. So if it's monthly, it'll be good to remind people about that fact, because not everyone got the memo.
Yeah, I think she did that. Okay, maybe I'll send out email to say that this is multi-monthly. We have one, I think, next Monday.
Okay.
Yes, maybe I think sometimes the calendar, because I think it's sent to this mailing list, sometimes doesn't work that well when you update it, I think.
Well, no, it's the people like me that are have our own invites. We don't use the calendar invite, and we have to update it manually. So it's our fault for not using the official calendar. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, we'll send out the email. Okay. Where was it? Oh, okay. And yeah, so that's the thing. And I need to ping Shang-Chen again. I addressed his comments. He has not given me more comments or merged my PR yet. So I need to ping him again. And then I see Andy is still working on that test. Seems like there are still some failures. I think related to this PR that Christian submitted. But then Christian, you're looking to see if the driver are actually uninstalled before we're cleaning up the resources, right? If you could check
So
that.
the tests that I've been running have been on OpenShift and not Kubernetes. And when I run those tests, the driver ends up being removed. The snapshot the sidecar controller is also removed. So the snapshot content remains with the annotation to be deleted. But my current belief is that the sidecar controller is deleted as part of the test, which is why it's never actually removed. So the PR that I have open removes snapshot contents from the common controller, and it sounds like that's the wrong approach. So I need to revisit it.
Okay, thanks.
I think what needs to happen is we need to fix this in the tests themselves as opposed to in the external snapshotter.
Okay, all right, great, thanks. Yeah, and also I think the images we're using for the intro E2E is also old too. So I was hoping that after we cut a new image, we can replace that. So, okay, that's also one thing, right?
Yeah, I think we're using the 2.10 image in the
2.0, is it updated? I thought last time I checked it was a little old. I thought it's like still 2.0 or something.
In the Kubernetes end-to-end tests, when I'm looking at the CSI host path snapshotter and the driver manifest, it's 2.10.
It's 2.1, what is 2.10?
It is 2.10 in the testing manifest.
So, okay, so that's fine. I mean, that should be, but then I think you have another PR that fixed the snapshot class thing.
Yes.
The second one is not in there yet because we haven't cut release yet.
Right.
Yeah. So because I still like to get this, at least this two, the smooth API and generate client outside, and also my BQ logic fix there before we cut it. But I think Patrick, you said you would like to have a formal release, right? For your change, for the storage capacity change.
For the storage capacity, but that's for the external provisioner, so it's not.
Okay.
It's not for the deadline this Thursday. It's just the producer code in external provisioner that needs basically the new Kubernetes beta release or whatever's coming out next, hopefully with that API change. And I need all of the dependencies updated so that they are compatible with client Go.
So you actually
new API.
You actually need 1.19. Is 1.18 not enough? I thought you mentioned 1.18.
Yeah, but the API hasn't changed between 1.18 and 1.19.
Right,
so
right.
if a snapshotter is using 1.18, it'll be compatible with 1.19 then when the external provisioner pulls that in.
Okay. So I guess the question is, do you want me to cut it with RC now, or because I'm waiting for two fixes, so can you wait, or what?
I think you can still wait. If it's if I can I don't know, finalize VPR for external provisioner, say early next week. That would be good because then I'll be going on vacation soon myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay,
so
just let me know if you need me cut RC build earlier, then I can do that. But otherwise, I'll just wait a little bit until this.
How long would you wait?
I'm actually waiting for this. So actually, well, I think the second one may still take some time. If you are talking about 1 week, we can maybe check in a few days. Let me know if we can cut pretty quickly if you want to cut.
Okay.
Give me a day.
Let's make sure that we have some updates, say some tag release. I don't know, next Monday or so.
Okay.
Whatever it is, as far as I'm concerned, I just want to have something that I can import that has the upcoming APIs and is compatible with a newer client Go, and I don't care too much specific about further pending changes in your implementation because that's not what the external provisioner pulls in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you so if you are waiting, so if we make this change, then there will be a little bit more change in the external provisioner side. So because we're actually moving the package path will be changed a little bit if we are making this, this change that I have been waiting for.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I can let you know next Monday, or you can pin me if I forgot and decide.
All right. All right, cool. Thank you for the update. Next up is volume expansion.
Yes, so I have various PRs. The allow volume expansion to be canceled, the API changes there, and then the implementation controller and kubelet changes there. I think I have addressed, thank you Zing for reviewing the PR. I have addressed everything, all your comments, I think. And the other thing I'm working on, and I should be able to send out a PR today, is the ability to, when the kubelet, when the plugin returns a volume in use error, then kubelet should not retry node expansion. And I'm trying to work out like change the way we determine if volume should be resized or not. And there's a field in desired state that say the stores desired size limit that was added when we added the ephemeral volume size tracking the thing, but now no code uses it actually, and it's kind of bad place. So I'm thinking of adding a new field because I don't want to step on that field, but at the same time, so basically I want to track the desired size and actual size in actual state of the world and desired state of the world separately, and have some more states related to expansion, so that we can store the value that, okay, the user has or the plugin has said the volume cannot be expanded, so not retry anymore. So yeah, I should have a PR for it out today or tomorrow, but yeah, that's it. And then if we need someone else to review the recovery change, because that includes ABI change, and I thought, I don't know, like Saad will have time, or if we need to ping like API reviewers Tim or Jordan, I don't know. So Michelle, do you know like if I should ping one of those folks?
Has Saad taken a look at it yet?
No, he has not.
Okay, I'll ping him again.
Okay.
Hey, come on. I remember you were working on this other fix, which is some adding finalizer.
Yeah.
Is that, I forgot, I lost track of that. I don't know what's the status of that.
There's I should be able to make it, and I don't know if it will go before the freeze, but essentially like all this thing, like it that the fix could be done, I hope, before without the, like, we can bring that as a bug fix, but yeah, it's on it's being tracked on the project board. I'll try to get as many of these as possible.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. I think last up we have the CSI driver changes.
Yes, you reviewed the PR last week, so thank you for that. I've looked through your comments. I'm hoping that I can get most of them addressed today. The end-to-end tests, I don't know if I'll have included by the end of today, but I'm still going to try and get this one in 119.
All right, sounds good. Awesome. Let's see. So that's it for our in-progress items. Let's see, going to our agenda. We talked about this one. And then I think, did we also talk about this one too? The snapshot release?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did about that already, yeah.
Okay.
So I have a random question that's not on the agenda.
Yep.
If you don't mind. We have some customers that have been getting antsy about, for CSI drivers that require secrets, the RBAC rules basically mean that the sidecars need to be able to read secrets in every namespace, every secret in every namespace. And people, that's sort of hair-raising for some customers because secrets are obviously sensitive. So is anyone thinking about a way to make that less scary?
Are these per PVC secrets, or is it like an
if you want to
admin
use
level?
if you want to use per PVC secrets, then you have to do this. When what you would really like is to be able to set up the RBAC so that this driver can read all of the secrets of a certain name in all of the namespaces, but not every secret. Like, it would be nice if the RBAC system said, let the sidecar read any secret that has prefix yada yada in any namespace, but not the other secrets. And the RBAC system can't do that as far as I know.
Yeah, there isn't an easy way. Oops, sorry.
I learned that there is extra code in the API server to do that for certain special cases, but it has to be hard-coded in the API server. There is, for example, nodes, kubelet. Kubelet has additional restrictions on what it can read and do, and that is not the normal generic RBAC support, but rather really something specific written in Go code in the API server. Okay. So I guess something could be done. Whether that is welcome is a different question, I guess.
Well, I mean, we should think about some mechanism like that, or a more generic mechanism for maybe RBAC by object name in addition to namespace. Or if we can rethink the way that the sidecars need secrets in all the namespaces, and whether that was really a good idea. And if there's another way to achieve the same effect. I kind of think that you do need to be able to read secrets in all the namespaces if you want per PVC secrets, because obviously the users who are creating the PVCs only have the namespace that they're in. But I don't know, I just wanted to sort of raise awareness that, like, some people are not happy with just letting a CSI driver read all of the secrets in the Kubernetes cluster. And I have a hard time telling them, don't worry about it. Because
I agree. I agree. It's definitely like concerning. I'm wondering besides like hard coding something like the node authorizer, like what we do for nodes, the other possibility is maybe with Gatekeeper. I think you might be able to do like more flexible policy type of things, and define some custom policies. That might be an avenue we can explore to make this better.
Yeah, it
Because
hasn't
I know SIG Auth is looking at replacing pod security policy with Gatekeeper because it's just more flexible. So it might be worth bringing it up with SIG Auth and seeing if they have suggestions.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, any other topics? All right, we'll end for today. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.